the inspiration came out of necessity to help the people that I wanted to help. I didn't sit there and think I want to be a business owner, or I want to make $1 billion, or the types of things that you hear in colleges today when people talk about entrepreneurship. I just wanted to help people out. And in fact, some of these terms like entrepreneur, venture capital, angel investor, I didn't hear those terms until I was 4, 5, 6 years into my business, till we already had multi-million-dollar revenue. And, it was, for me, it was more about our clients. And I've tried to maintain that even through a culture that kind of glorifies entrepreneurship. For me, each and every person that works at Gravity, if I'm an entrepreneur, they're an entrepreneur, because they're innovating, they're the ones taking care of our clients. And I would be happy to work at this company even if I didn't own it.
So, at Secret Entourage, we have a saying that I'm pretty proud of, is we talk about differentiating business ownership and entrepreneurship. Business ownership really being about profit, and entrepreneurship being about value creation.
Yeah.
There's a very fine line, obviously, between the two, and they will intersect at some point. Tell me a little bit about, which did you really start? Did you start with the idea of a business, or did you start with ultimately the entrepreneurial side of things?
I wanted to create value for my clients, and having a business was just a mechanism to do that. It was just a means to an end. So, it was really just about helping those people out and doing that in the way that would be the most effective. So.
And today, based on all of these, changes like the unlimited vacation policy as well as the minimum wage raise, how has that impacted the culture of your business from the inside? Like, what changes have you seen, good or bad, or have you been met with a little bit of skepticism from the employees?
Yeah, there are challenges with those, but to be honest with you, the culture is not created by any one of those decisions in a vacuum, and I don't think any one of those decisions in a vacuum would stand on its own in a culture. It's all part of a package. For me, the biggest thing that we provide for people is an opportunity to serve others. And money is always going to be secondary to that. And, I think I would be doing everyone an incredible disservice to say we're going to have a $70,000 minimum wage, and we don't have to push ourselves to learn and grow and improve and, really take control of helping our clients succeed. So, so that's what the culture is all about. And there's a lot of caring that goes with that, caring for our clients and caring for each other. And that caring is what creates those policies. So it's not like we're saying if we have a $70,000 minimum, or if we have unlimited paid time off, then we will take good care of our clients, or then we will care for each other. It's more about, because we want to take good care of our clients, because we care for each other, that's why we need to do these things. Basically just to prove that it's not all talk and we really believe it.
So a lot of social responsibility around an industry that is almost anti-social responsibility. So tell me a little bit about how that's playing out from other CEOs or other people, I'm sure, that have kind of reached out to you and kind of asked you if you were probably out of your mind for doing something like that. Tell me a little bit about how that's impacted you as an individual and your surroundings.
Well, it's been overwhelmingly positive. Again, I'd love to hear stories from any of your audience, but I've already gotten hundreds of stories from people that are doing something similar, or inspired, or created a change from it, and that's been wonderful. I have gotten some negative feedback as well. Folks say things like, it's irresponsible to pay anything more than the absolute least you have to pay somebody. But if you look at the history of our company, again, we've always gone with, we want to charge the least amount we can and do the most we can for our clients. And so with our team members, I think there's actually a desire to be generous that comes from that same caring. And, just because the market wouldn't strictly dictate that you have to pay somebody more doesn't mean that it's not a good decision or you shouldn't. And it also doesn't mean that you won't find a way to get a return on investment from following those values. So, we've gotten significant criticism, but I think that the folks that are criticizing us, they have a different scorecard that they're going after. They have a different playbook, and I think the way they're doing business works better for them, and I think the way we're doing business works better for us. And ultimately, it'll be up to, in our industry, it'll be up to independent business owners to decide which model works better. It's not up to me, and it's not up to my competitor.
And let's focus a little bit our conversation on Gravity Payments itself as a business, and kind of like the way you're re-engineering the way people think about credit card processing.
Yep.
I guess my question would be regarding kind of the long-term vision regarding the business. Is your goal eventually to continue building kind of this First Data competitor, or to be acquired by someone like First Data in the long term? Because I'm sure at some point, if your clients grow large enough, a major company like First Data would come in and say, hey, here's a substantial amount of money, go away.
Yeah, we've gotten that offer many times from many of our competitors, and we've gotten it at numbers that would completely check off all my boxes from now until the rest of humanity, and probably my kids and grandkids' boxes too. And so we said no, so I don't think that a higher offer would change the answer, because we really just have one goal. Over the next 40 years, we want to be a part of a shift where business is more about service to others and taking care of your clients, and less about just pure short-term economics like it can be today. And we basically want to be a part of a shift where it becomes a competitive necessity to do good. Um, and I actually think we can be part of that, and I think it would completely remake the economy in a way that would benefit humanity forever. And so, to me, like, there's not an amount of money that somebody could put in front of me that would allow me to give up that dream. And I have quite a few friends that have sold their companies, some of them for over $100 million, and some of them are my age. And I always ask them the question, when you sold your company, that dream that you had, the thing that you wanted to change, the thing that drove you to build the company, was that satisfied more? Did that dream advance, or did it get halted? And in every case, it got halted. So never say never, but I have no plans to ever accept an acquisition offer, because of the fact that I think we have a long-term vision and a strategy that works, and I don't think a new owner of Gravity would stick by those promises or stick by that strategy.
It seems like it's very purpose driven entrepreneurship. Like it seems like a very personal mission to kind of make that shift happen. Was there anything in your earlier years that kind of caused you to see the world from this angle? Because it's a very unique lens, right?
My parents have incredible values, and they both worked so hard. I'm the fourth of six kids, and neither of my parents have a college education, so they worked like crazy. But they were never willing to compromise on their integrity. And there were times when, if they were willing to do it, they could have had a big payoff. So, they're pretty much my example, and they're probably responsible for that, for better or worse. But I think we'd all be happier if we thought about what's the one thing you want to accomplish professionally before you die. And for some people, it might be making $1 billion, but I think for most people, there's something else that if you ask them on your deathbed, is it more important to accomplish this one thing or to have made $1 billion? They'd say, I would have rather accomplished that one thing.
Assuming they at some point made enough money to feel that satisfaction as well to a degree.
That's right. And that's part of what I'm trying to spread, is that I do want everybody to get up financially to a point where they can make decisions for non-financial motives. I think if you're raising six kids, you probably need a household income of $150,000 a year before you don't have to be extremely financially motivated with all your decisions. If you have fewer kids or a smaller family, the number's lower. My research said $70,000, in a lot of cases works to get there. But I would encourage everybody, figure out how to check off that financial box, not because money is the most important thing. It's not. But that way you can really live your values rather than always having to make decisions based on money.